This video is going to take you through the step-by-step directions on how to fill out an SHC check request. You're going to use this form if you're going to pay a vendor, or if you have to recoup some reimbursement to yourself for expenses you might have incurred with your club or activity. If you forget any of this, the directions are on the very first sheet in this spreadsheet. So there's 4 sheets on this spreadsheet. There's directions, check request, vendors, and CLT popular, and I'll go through each one of those. The first thing you need to do is go to the check request form, and since this is a view only, you're going to have to make a copy of this file. So you go up to the File tab, hit it, scroll down to make a copy, click there, and you're going to get this box. And on this box, you're going to have to rename the check request. So for instance, on this one, we're going to go Rinaldi reimbursement. So we'll call this Rinaldi reimbursement Venever SHC check request. And once you hit that, you'll now have a new screen, and it'll have the title of your check request. On the check request screen, the first thing you need to plug in is the vendor number. Where do you find the vendor number? Well, if you go down and hit this sheet here, there's a listing of every vendor that SHC has used in the last several years, and it's all alphabetized. It goes A to Z. So if I wanted to, I could go down here and find Julia Rinaldi. See, she has actually 2 listings. I guess we pay her a lot of money. And she has a vendor number. So in this case, I'm going to use Julia Rinaldi's, and her vendor number is 1990. If you don't want to go through the 4,000 vendors, I've taken out from there the ones that are very popular, and I've called it a CLT popular. And once again, scroll down, find the listing. There's Julia Rinaldi. Her vendor number is 1991. Once you have the vendor number, go back to the check request, and in the vendor number, type in her number. Hit enter, and you'll see that it'll automatically populate her name, address, city, state, and zip. You put the telephone number in if you want, but that is optional. If you cannot find an existing vendor on the list, or if this is a new vendor, you'll need to fill in this information manually and leave the vendor number blank. And down in additional information, simply type in, "This is a new vendor," and that'll signal me to take care of creating a new vendor for you. So once you've plugged in the vendor number, it'll give you the vendor name and what have you, address, etc. And then go down to invoice date and put the date that you are making this request. Sometimes if you're paying a vendor, there'll be an invoice on the bill. You put the invoice number there. In this case, since we're just reimbursing Julia, she does not have an invoice. We're just going to put non-applicable. The next piece you need to fill out is your reference. Here you're limited to 30 characters, but you then want to maybe put in what she's being reimbursed for, and who we're paying. I will fill in the account number and the department number and the account name. You just need to put in the total amount of money. Once you put in the total amount there and hit enter, it automatically populates the total amount above and the total amount below. You then need to put in any additional information. So you could say Reimbursement to Rinaldi for miscellaneous Venaver expenses. The next box you have to fill in is the requested by, and whoever's requesting it, you put in their name and the date that they requested. Once you've completed this, double check to make sure you've got everything in there, and then go up to the Share button, click that, enter my name, and hit Send, and I'll automatically have this copy. I will be responsible for making copies to give to our business office, and the last thing you'll need to do is to hand deliver me any receipts or bills or invoices so that I can fill in the account number, the department number, and the account name, attach the receipts. I'll give those on to our business office so that you can get your check or the vendor will be paid. It usually takes about 2 weeks for them to process a check. Please see me if you have any questions. Thank you.